Just want to say happy birthday to Candice, wishing you health, love, wealth, happiness, and just everything your heart desire. From GRUNG TV and MyView TV. Big up yourself.
Welcome to GRUNG TV, the entertainment hub for news, views, reviews, and gossip. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell.
Welcome back to GRUNG TV. Police say a man has been detained in relation to the murder of 39-year-old Ply Lemon Winter, former People's National Party constituency secretary for St. Anne Southwestern. The Corporate Communications Unit said that the suspect's identity is currently being withheld and a motive is yet to be established. Dancehall entertainer Tamale Sparta has been sentenced to a total of 5 years in relation to the seizure of an illegal gun. The entertainer, whose given name Leroy Russell, was today sentenced to 3 years imprisonment for illegal possession of firearm and 2 years for illegal possession of ammunition. He had pleaded guilty to the offenses. The sentences are, however, to run concurrently, so he will only serve 3 years. Tamale was arrested last December after he was found with a firearm along Holborn Road in New Kingston. He was held by members of the police SWAT division. He was subsequently charged and brought before the court. The entertainer was represented by attorney at law Tom Tavares Vincent QC and Donahue Martin. Our news source have learned that a drive-by shooting occurred on Mountain View Avenue above Excelsior High School in Kingston this morning, which reportedly left 2 people injured. One of the injured individuals is presumed dead, while the other reportedly ran off and subsequently collapsed, sources said. Both individuals were reportedly taken to hospital. Details later. A robber was disarmed of a Glock pistol during a robbery in New Kingston on Tuesday, March 23rd. Reports are that about 2:07 p.m., the complainant was standing on the sidewalk when he was approached by a gunman who robbed him of cash amounting to $950,000. A struggle ensued between the robber and the complainant, during which the robber was disarmed before escaping with the cash. The police was summoned and the firearm handed over. Detectives assigned to the Manchester Criminal Investigation Branch charged 27-year-old Ramila Polkin of Melbourne Heights, Kingston 17, with the stabbing murder of her grandmother at her home in Smithfield District, Cross Keys, Manchester on Monday, March 22nd. The elderly woman has been identified as 84-year-old Advera Wilson Palmer of Smithfield District in the parish. Reports from the Mandeville police are that about 8 a.m., residents alerted them to the deceased home, where the body was seen with stab wounds to the upper section. An investigation was launched and Polkins was taken into custody and subsequently charged with murder on Tuesday, March 23rd. Her court date is being finalized. A man is to face the court for breaches of the Dangerous Drug Act. 36-year-old Raphael Salmon, a taxi operator of Whitehall District, St. Thomas, was arrested and charged with possession of cocaine and possession of ganja following a police operation in Barbican Road, St. Andrew on Monday, March 22nd, 2021. Reports from the Granspend police are that about 11:30 p.m., the police conducted a stop-and-search operation on Barbican Main Road. The vehicle that someone was driving was searched by police and several plastic bags of ganja and cocaine were seized. He was arrested and subsequently charged. He is to appear before court on Thursday, March 25th. Members of Parliament have voted to slap persons who hold worship services, weddings, burials, or funerals in violation of COVID-19 protocols with a $100,000 fine. Under a set of orders announced by Prime Minister Andrew Holness, worship services would be permitted between 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. No more than 12 persons standing 6 feet apart and wearing masks are permitted to go to the church on weekdays. However, on weekends until April 13, when a lockdown is in place, a maximum 12 persons would be allowed to go to the church to conduct services or do broadcasts. This, however, must be done between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. The worshippers must have letters issued by the church. The new fines are contained in amendment to the Disaster Risk Management Act, the key law being used by the government in the fight against COVID-19. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie, in piloting the bill sailed through the House yesterday said the introduction of fixed penalties, which are payable at tax offices, does not mean that person cannot be brought to court for offences. Persons convicted in a parish court may be fined up to $1 million or imprisoned for up to a year. However, persons who have been hit with a fixed penalty under the Act are spared from getting a criminal record because of the breach. The fixed penalties, which are issued in the form of a ticket, must be paid within 30 days. Failing with a summons would be issued by the court for the person's arrest. There are 40 offences that attract fixed penalties, including failure to maintain the 6 feet physical distance. It attracts a $5,000 fine. The fine for failing to wear masks in public space is $5,000. The fine for staging small outdoor events is $20,000. Persons who fail to stay in their place of residence during curfew will be hit with a fixed penalty of $10,000. Jamaican residents who return from travel abroad and fail to observe the quarantine order will be fined $25,000. Visitors to the island who fail to remain in their resilient corridors will be fined $30,000. A person who is COVID-19 positive who failed to remain in quarantine will be hit with a $50,000 fine. Minister Mackenzie also informed that for offense of conducting funerals, burials, weddings, or any other worship service in contravention of any order in force, the fixed penalty is $100,000. Anyone who operates a hotel or resort that is not licensed under the Tourist Board Act, certified by the Tourism Product Development Company, or located within the resilient corridors could face a penalty of $500,000. This fine also applies to any hotel or resort, nightclub or amusement parks that breaches the COVID-19 protocols, and to any nightclub, amusement park, or water attraction that is operated when it is ordered to close. In the meantime, Mr. Mackenzie said these amendments to the Disaster Risk Management Act are clear and they have been crafted in pursuit of clear objectives. He added that circumstances in which the Act can be invoked has been expanded to ensure that government has at all times the legislative authority within which it can respond swiftly to challenges and secure the interests of the population. Fines for COVID-19 containment breaches: $5,000 failure to wear masks in public places, refuses to maintain 6 feet social distancing rules, or breaches protocols governing public transportation. $10,000 failure to stay inside place of residence during a curfew. $20,000 gym operating outside time specified or small outdoor event held in breach of the order. $25,000 Jamaicans returning home from overseas who fail to quarantine. $30,000 if a tourist or someone who does not reside in Jamaica refuses to stay inside the resilient corridors as required. $50,000 any person with COVID-19 who refuses to stay in quarantine. $50,000 any employer who does not comply with specified workplace requirements. $100,000 conducting funerals, burials, weddings, or any other worship service in contravention of the order in force. $500,000 any hotel or resort that breaches COVID-19 protocols. And $500,000 bars operating outside of time specified, does not have spirit license, operating a hotel or resort, cottage, not licensed under the Tourist Board Act or certified by TPD company.